don't know why I brought that story up. I just wanted to mention it.
Nice little Easter egg.
There's a little Easter egg, a little visual Easter egg, and oh, that's what you were mouthing at me, nerd.
Nerd. Shout. You left me hanging, bro. I look like such an asshole.
It's because you are. It's because you are.
I know.
That was so good. That was so good.
We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it.
I also don't
We're all
care
thinking it.
I don't care for the celebrities
you.
that are watching the game. Like, I don't give a shit who's in the watching the game. Don't cut away from the game to show me Marshawn Lynch eating food. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Or Russell Wilson and his wife.
Keep going, Hayden.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
This is everything that's wrong with this
love
World
that.
Cup. I'm just like, I don't give a shit who's watching. Like, fuck off.
You want to know something? This is the most you say that. This is the most I've ever cared about a World Cup.
I know.
Ever.
It's like, it
Like,
took you
ever.
guys a couple of
I'm
days to
watching-
get there, but
We've been watching all the games. We play all the games at work. The big ones, we put on the projector and turn the lights off. It's funny because everybody opens the door like, is your power out? Are you guys open? It's like, yeah, the game's on. Get in. Shut up. Grab a seat.
Is it really busy around you, Justin? Like, is it like?
Yeah. Dude, I almost went to that Canada Qatar game. I'm telling you. I went out. Buddy was out at Olympic Village. So at lunch, I went out. And I just walked over there because I live work across the street, and it was just red, dude. It was just red.
Yeah.
Everybody was in Canada. I came back. I was like, holy shit. I saw more people in Canada shit than I do on Canada Day. And flags, dude. Like every third person, I shit you not, had a flag draped over their shoulders. They were wearing like a cape, or they were carrying. Everybody was just out there. They were having beers, just sitting outside in that courtyard in Olympic Village. And the parade was getting ready, or probably at that point already was ready, or maybe marching along because they passed Science World, right, to get to the stadium. And so that's like right across False Creek from where I am. Anyway, so we come back and it's just like, oh, fuck. And the guy I work with, he's like, comes up, just a little bit of my lunch, just sitting upstairs, and he comes up because he'd been looking for tickets. And they'd come available, and you'd click, and then we'd go to it, and it's like, these tickets are gone. So I get back, I'm sitting up there, he comes up, and he holds his phone, and he shows me, he's like, dude, and he had 2 tickets side by side, $1,032. He's like, do you want to go? And the game was like in 2 hours, you know what I mean? And like an hour and a half. I was like, oh my God, dude. If I was younger, like he's younger, right? And single, like not married, not a father of 3, I would have gone. And I kind of regret not, but also to just be like, yeah, sorry, Kate, I'm going to be late, and don't check the bank account. Like,
oh,
you know what I mean?
you're on like the
But
big
like, if I-
screen on
like-
TV.
Yeah, like, but if I was in the situation, I would have went, and what a great game it would have been. Like Canada's first World Cup win, absolutely smashed them. Little friggin' leg break.
Just a little
Took
one.
it like a champ. Yeah, both of them.
I heard it on the TV.
Yeah, so, but yeah, so just there's a lot of people, and it's like, just the environment is rocking. And actually, that's why. So I'm gonna say this right here, okay? If before the next Canada game, whether it's the next one or a Canada game coming up, especially if it's in Vancouver, okay? Because I know if we beat Swiss, we get to stay here for the first knockout round, which will be huge. But I told you guys I won the $100 gift certificate to AJ's Pizza, right?
Oh yeah.
I won it with the best Ask Us Anything. And what I had asked was about, I'll just do Cliff Notes, like a Canadian song, like by the hip. What would be the best Canadian hip song to sing? Because I was saying how, like, one of the things I love about watching European soccer and South American soccer is those like rally cries and those songs and the chants that all the teams have and that environment and that energy, you know. And anyway, so it sparked this conversation on the radio, and they were talking about it. And anyway, so I'm like, okay, man, like, that's what I wanted. Like, cool, I won, but I just wanted the idea out there, because the hip are so iconic in Canada, and especially how it all ended with Downey. That I thought, man, if they started busting out in like Courage or something like that, like in the stadium, especially after the guy's leg broke, I mean, that would have been the perfect time to do it. This obviously happened after. That would make my life. I'd be, because we don't have that. You know what I mean? We don't have a song. I want a song. So people sing.
So after Australia beat Turkey, I was driving in my car and I was just singing along to whatever was playing on the stereo. And I'd never, like I told you guys last week, that the few things that I wanted was to sing, to dance, and to like cheer or whatever it was, and be part of a chant. And need to say, I've had the sorest like traps for the last like 3 days, and I was like, why are my trap muscles so sore? It's from all this freaking clapping. And you never realize how much that this muscle here, either side of the neck, gets used when you're clapping and you're waving your arms around. Anyway, I wrote a little chant, like a cheer song. Yeah, Justin's like doing it. Do you feel it? It's like,
how hard are you clapping?
No, I think you're just holding that stress in your shoulders and your neck.
that as well.
Yeah,
It just 90 minutes, 10 stop, clap, 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 clap. Just think about when you applaud like at a sports game or at a concert or something, you're literally only doing it for like 2, 3, maybe 10 seconds at a time, and then you're breaking. When you're doing it for 45 minutes straight almost, it's quite a workout. I will say that.
I would say so. I don't think I clap that much though in general, to be honest. Like I'll throw my hands up, and I'm a screamer.
Yeah.
Like I love fucking screaming at rock concerts and.
Well, JT, it's hard to clap when you have a beer in your hand. You know what I mean?
Am I right?
Throwing it around.
Hold that thought.
You do the chest slap. That's what I do when I've got one hand, like on the heart, on the badge. Oh, that was crisp. A good screen grab. That one will be. That looked like you were busting not a can.
You nasty.
Anyway, my long story short was that I wrote a chant while I was driving, and I was gonna pitch it to you guys. No, not yet, because I was gonna pitch it to you guys because I know that you had gotten in the groove and the mood for the World Cup. I was like, you should write like a chant, and you just said you would love to have Canada have a song. Why don't you write one, and then we'll do our best whenever we record next.
Because that will be much harder. For me and you guys to get that, who won't be at a game, than a radio station to discuss it. Because I don't know, like, so this radio station, it's the local sports radio station. It's Sportsnet 650. Ooh, plug, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? Anyways,
you want to sponsor us?
Yeah, or just talk sometime. You know what's
get
funny?
Get us on the show.
I work, dude. I literally work right beside them. So after I won, the guy texted me, one of the producers, A-Dog, and I was replying to him. He called. Yeah.
A-Dog.
Yeah, dude.
Woo, shout out to A-Dog.
Bro, A-Dog, and Laddie. That's
the guy's radio name is Bro.
Yeah, so it's the Halford and Bruv show.
Oh, Bruv.
It's in the morning. Yeah. And A-Dog and Laddie are like the producers. And anyways. And I know they had moved, and I see all the Sportsnet vehicles parked right beside us. And so when he called to see if I got the text, I answered, and we chatted for a bit, and I just asked him, I said, hey, are you at this location? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, we're neighbors. So it's kind of just funny how, because there's times when I'm walking by and I'm like, I wonder if that's one of the guys, because the radio, you don't know, right? Like, I don't know what the producers look like. Anyways, I'm getting so sidetracked. What I was saying was, holy cow.
Derailed.
I derailed. Sorry, guys. If you see me flopping around like that, could you just reel me in, please?
Sometimes it's funny to see a flop.
It is. I think this is my third one already in the show. Anyways, they would talk about on the show trying to get chants going before the Canucks games, and they would talk about getting certain chants going, and then you'd watch the Canucks game that night, and they would like the chant would start in the crowd. So I was like, I just want to plant the seed. Just want to plant the seed.
Yeah.
Just like the mother in the tree.
Oh my god.
On the.
Okay. I like what you did there in a producer standpoint to move things along because we are around 15 minutes in. But I'm sure
like
there could have been better ways
I don't know how you did that.
to Sieg.
He left such a big gap. I was like, is he waiting? Is he waiting?
You want to know something? I had when I heard it in the show, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna use this as a segue. It's perfect because it's not actually using the title like Boroughs in a sentence, but it's using a moment that had happened in there as a segue into it. And I was like, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. And then this morning, or was it yesterday, I was thinking, because I watched this quite a while ago, the finale, or whenever it was. And I forgot the word. I forgot the word. I know the meaning, but I forgot the word. And I was like, oh. So maybe you guys know. Anyways, yeah, we're talking about the Boroughs people, episodes 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Right. 6, 7, 8. If you've been following along, you know we've wrapped it up. But there's this moment in, I don't remember which one. They're driving, and then they just find out that. Why do I want to say Waldy? What's his Dr.
Wally?
Cancer? Wally, thank you.
Take a D.
Wally
Take the D out.
He had just kidnapped Mother, and he's like, I got Mother. And she turns around in the van and says, the good news, bad news. And then Sam says to Art, and Art, before Sam can finish the sentence, he says, double or triple something.
Audible.
Thank you. And that's why I was going to get so diverted, because I was going to bring it back like, sorry for the triple audible.
I probably wouldn't have even picked it up. I would have been like, cool. And what next?
I watched it yesterday, and I remember that scene, but I don't think that phrase or that word stuck out to me enough for me to remember. But hey, I like how much work you put into it, and I wish. I mean, we wouldn't have gotten it, but I still think it might have been better than what Hayden just threw up there. However,
I had to work with what I was given.
You did really well.
I was given.
What was it?
Given silence.
Speaking of planting seeds,
Yeah.
how about the mother?
At the base of the tree.
Yes. So yes, as Justin said, we are talking about episodes 6, 7, and 8. Where we left off last time, just very, very briefly, I think, is when the cars kind of pulled up in front of the bar or restaurant, and they're like, we're taking a stand. And right when the episode starts, they get brought into the kind of psych ward area with the bags over their head, except for Waldy, quote unquote. And he's been given a kind of a deal to use his skills and knowledge to help them kind of learn more and extract stuff from Mother. And then we also see what Mother looks like now, and just kind of bullet point thing is that we're going to deep dive more into what happens, but then essentially we find out that the mother actually wants to die and doesn't want to continue being tortured by Annalise and the man, Blaine, sorry. And that's kind of what happens. The mother kind of sacrifices herself and implodes and kills Blaine. And we kind of end with a kind of a question mark, a little bit of an ending, a little bit open-ended, maybe. However, before we get into that, I did watch an interview with the creators. There's someone who interviewed 2 of the writers, and they actually said that they were hoping to do a season 2, and through the Duffer brothers kind of guidance, they told them to kind of leave the ending a little bit open-ended because you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to get signed for another season. You don't know if whatever. Just have it so it's kind of a question mark, not that there's going to be for sure a season 2. And unfortunately, we did get the news that I think from Screen Rant that Netflix will not be renewing the show. This season did kind of wrap up in a way okay. You know, I think there are certain things that's open to interpretation. I think there are certain things that were left unanswered and some question marks that I have to discuss with you guys. But overall, I just want to get it out there really quick. Last time we all agreed that we gave 2 big chummy thumbs up for everything leading up to episode 6. Did that change for any of you guys? Justin?
Before I can answer that question, sometimes, when you start talking about something, sometimes you change your mind. But this is what I want to say about it. When we found out that there wasn't going to have a season 2, it's kind of like, oh, it's a good show. I like the show. Like you said, 2 chummy thumbs up from all of us, 5 episodes in. But then I was thinking about it, and they did a good enough job wrapping up for me because the arc of every character on that show really hit me, especially when it got into episodes 6, 7, 8. Like when they introduced that Wally arc and that struggle of like he's the one with terminal cancer, and everybody else who's not dying is like, Wally, this is crazy, you can't do this, and yet he's this guy who doesn't know, like he's got little time left. And so dealing with that, I thought like that little story arc in the last 3 episodes was incredible. And the way they wrapped it up with his arc, the way they wrapped up Art and Judy, Judy's arc, Sam and with his wife's death and that grieving process, and with his daughter. Like I feel like every character, they did a really good job of just taking us on this arc. And so I really liked it. I was kind of wondering how they were gonna, like, what was the point of the Hayden, by the way, great call. You called it. It was the mother. We've learned it's the mother. By the way, the head monster was communicating with Sam. You had that as a bold prediction. So I was really curious when we find that out, what saving her meant. Because I was like, what is he going to rescue him from it? And they're just going to, like, release him in the wild? Or what is, like, they're going to fly away to another planet? Like, this is, like, I wonder where they would go with this. This is strange. I hope they get this right. But then the way they did it, want to be saved, and her being saved was she wanted to die. She wanted to die with her kids and, be freed from her prison that she was being held in. So I think it wrapped it up, and I was thinking after, like, how would they do a season 2? Like, season 1 I thought was so well done. It worked, the story, how it all came together with the old folks' home and out of town. And, like, what would season 2, they just happened to stumble on some more supernatural shit. And I get that shows do that because they're supernatural shows, but for me, I think it didn't feel like an episodic. It felt like this real journey that these people went on, and I'm okay with it being one season. I would probably enjoy a second season. I mean, if they do it right, like they did the first season, because I really enjoyed it, but I'm also okay. Like, I don't necessarily think they need to have a second season to answer more questions for me. I can be like, okay, yeah, they found an egg. I don't need to know where that egg came from and this and that. I'm sure you could go that way, but I don't need to know that. Like, this was the story for me. So I don't think it's changed. I think I liked it. I like the last two
apparently,
episodes as much as I like the first.
apparently the creators have had mapped out a 3-season plan with a lot of answers and extra things that, like you said about maybe they would have answered where like, is there only one egg? Where did this egg come from? Like, you know. And so, sorry, one question
The
before
peach tree,
Hayden.
like
That's
was
a big
one
thing.
That was
That's
a big thing.
That's
Yeah.
a big thing that for me was unanswered. Is what the fuck is with the peach tree and the origins of the peach tree? What does that have to do with the whole grand scheme of things? Whatever. We'll get into that later, maybe. But yeah, Hayden. Actually, what are your thoughts on the finale and the last 3 episodes?
So I kind of feel like they might have already known they weren't getting a second season before they finished the first season. Only because it felt like they rushed to a degree all of the loose ends. And they essentially killed off every bad person. Well, they did kill off every bad person. They even gave, what's his nuts, the main cop, he had a redemption arc. After he gets...
Hank.
He gives them the keys to let the children out. The monster children, people, not actual children. We're not all monsters like other people on this show. Because I was watching it going, I feel like it's a good little wrap-up, but I feel like it was a rushed wrap-up. And I don't know, I wasn't a fan of how often Sam's character was going, mother tells me that they need to go this way. She's telling me that I need to do this. I'm like, that to me sounded like a plot hole, like just the writers going, this is how they're going to get to the next step. This is how they're going to... Suddenly everything is telepathically told to him what he has to do. It happened a few too many times for me to be like, okay, it's a thing. Like, I get it. That's how... They're somehow communicating together. I don't know how. I might have blanked out on how they have suddenly got a telekinesis connection. Like, he had no interaction with Mother at all to suddenly... Unless she's like, oh, this is the newest member in the community. He just lost his wife, or used images of his wife to speak to him. If that's how they did it, that's fine.
You don't know... But you're the one who predicted that she was communicating to him.
No, I know, but I don't...
Yeah.
I thought she was doing it...
Through vision type things?
I didn't know why it was him. I was like, yeah, that's what they're doing, but they didn't explain why.
That's a main question for me too. And then I also learned that this... I don't think it was explained. I was going to ask you guys. I don't think it was explained in the show. I might have missed it, but the creators did explain that briefly. Let me just read this really quick, Hayden. It says that the creators explained that the mother experiences... Oh, sorry. I'm going to read this whole thing. The mother experiences time differently than humans. She doesn't see events in a normal linear way, which is why her messages appear fragmented, distorted, and dreamlike throughout the season. Psychic transmissions from Mother trying to connect with people emotionally vulnerable enough to hear her. And it worked with Sam because he's the perfect target, because he's grieving and he's emotionally shattered, and after Lily's death, that's why trying to, so that's why she was able to communicate with that one person, because he was open enough to listen to what she has to say.
They did explain this.
Did they really?
It was
I
brief.
missed it.
It was just... So do you remember when he had to go get the cigarette for that lady to get her tell him where to go?
Yes.
She explains it. She says it to him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it would have obviously been happening to her too.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's where it sort of... It's not verbatim what you read, but that is essentially the sum of what she was saying to him.
Yeah, there's some inconsistencies because throughout the show, after the first scene where the wife of, is it the one that keeps saying there's things in the wall and in the light or whatever, the wife gets snagged, right, by the the kid, but they're not that violent after throughout the whole series, right? It's just like that one scene where they don't let her leave. They like hunt her essentially. I guess to kind of set the tone. I don't know if that's something they thought the writers or creators thought about. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
I just thought there was a little bit of inconsistencies with how kind of scary or how violent the creatures are. That's
I took it as I took it at the end because the end is the only really time they're out of their cage, and I kind of took it as like, if it's this hive mind style thing, like it's the mother, she's the queen, they're the workers, that she's let off a scent or a pheromone or whatever, or telekinesis communication to just to get to her. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of how I interpreted it as, because like you say, like the first episode, they look pretty aggressive. Yeah. And you don't know there's multiple, and it's just you don't know anything. And then you kind of find out they're not aggressive. They just want to suck your brain fluid.
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's all they want to do.
Just chill, bro. Take a seat.
Yeah. So did they also say that Mother looks that way because she's been feasting on human fluid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's taking on the form of
she
humans.
should kind of look like more like a weird crab creature, like her kids, essentially, maybe. But so what I just want to go back to what Justin mentioned before about the peach tree. We don't really know what the origins. It was never really explained. Why was it there, and what does it really have to do with their plan? So we just know that there's strange things happening in that area, right? With the crows dying, weird, powerful trees growing. That's where they found the egg in the first place. So I think maybe that's just did the crows dying have any significance in the story?
They didn't close that out.
I think it was like a sign. I think it was, Art is on this march through the desert looking for some sort of divine intervention. And he sees the crows. Because then they allude to it after. It was just like, and that's like part of the arc that I'm talking about that I really, really liked, when he kind of like opens up to Judy and he's like, I went out there, and he's like, every sign I've got was like the crows dying, this dying, my friend died, coming home to a dead man, or like a dead man's shirt in my wife's closet. Like, so everything to him was like, so to me, it wasn't so much about like, oh, I need to know why the crows died. To me, that was the point of that being in there wasn't about why the crows died. It was more about the crows died. Like, it was more like in it seeing this sort of divine thing.
Right.
That's how, like, that's, I was never left at, when I finished it, like, fuck, but they never explained why the crows died, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need to know why the crows died. I think because just watching that, I thought that, okay, this place is strange, and I want to know why things like this is happening, and then I guess it never really did. And then and then just kind of just piecing everything together, like what I said about finding the egg, the crows dying, the peach tree. Maybe it's just that area has some supernatural stuff happening. I don't know. Hayden, are there any things that you feel that weren't answered in your books?
I mean, as soon as they go to talk, it cuts you off. I was watching it too. I was watching it too.
No.
I will say that they very, very briefly touched on the fact that Mother was from Earth with a single line. She's from Earth, or whatever they said. She's from this planet. So she's not extraterrestrial like we thought. She wasn't interdimensional. She was some kind of mutation on Earth. Was she the one? Did she hatch from the egg?
I was just gonna say, was it her or the egg?
It was definitely the egg first.
I
We
can agree on
discussed. The egg in this one. But then that would bring up the fact that who's the mother of the mother? You know, who's the grandmother? Did the tree...
I like that these are his questions.
These are my questions.
Who was your grandmother?
Show me the family tree from the peach tree. Like,
I want to know your full lineage.
yep. Is there a father? She was just able to
Never is.
No, she was able to asexually have the children. So, unless Blaine was being real freaky and was like, "We need more of you, so I'll give you more."
I guess I'll take one for the team, boys.
That's why he was so much more stronger than his wife. Like his wife, I know that they explained that she had polio and she was all fucked up after that, and the serum.
That guy's coordinate too, for sure.
Yeah, and that serum helped her. But then she got like exploded outside of the television ray, and he didn't. It's like, why is he so much stronger?
I think they mentioned this because that he's been feasting on this stuff longer than she has, and so he's technically more powerful.
So he was doing it. Sorry.
No, yeah, but I just it didn't make sense to me that he looked completely normal.
Yeah.
If he survived, okay, have him look like Hank, like melty face and scary, but don't like he's just completely fine.
Fully healed back, and then he ends
fully
up
healed.
being like a mummified corpse at the end of it. But Sam
That
was
part scared
completely
me, by the way.
fine.
That part scared me, by the way.
Oh my god, man, it was wild.
It reminded me. Okay, there have been instances in this series where they have done throwbacks to other films. Now, I don't know if any of you ever seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, the very first one.
Yeah, of course.
So this is another thing that didn't get answered. It leads into another thing that didn't get answered, but it also that reminded me of that. So Spielberg has given me instances where there's been crispy, mummified people like that since I was a young kid. So yeah, that kind of thing digs deep, and it's like, oh yeah, no, I don't like the look of that. But going off that, Sam, the actor that played Sam, he was actually in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the very first Indiana Jones film, and during the scene where he finds the key and he goes to the storage unit and he finds the owl in the box. Now obviously that owl ended up not being anything, but I was like was it did the guy actually catch one of these creatures? Where is this caught creature? Is it dead? Is that, I don't know, or is he just completely senile? But anyway, during that scene, there's he like pans across all the things that are in the trunk, and there's like this little gold-looking Aztec-y thing. That is from Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I don't know why I brought that story up. I just wanted to mention it.
Nice little Easter egg.
There's a little Easter egg, a little visual Easter egg, and oh, that's what you were mouthing at me, nerd.
Oh,
Nerd!
Shout. You left me hanging, bro. I look like such an asshole.
That's because you are. That's because you are.
I know.
That was so
God
good.
damn it.
That was so good.
But anyway,
Oh,
I thought it was interesting that he didn't get at all affected by Mother exploding, whereas Blaine got absolutely crispified.
well, I'm gonna push back a little bit on this one because he was one underneath and lower than it. I thought they did a pretty good job of showing that anybody that was in the direct line of it, but he was kind of like recessed down, and the light was going over him. So I was like, okay, they're showing why it's not like a heat. If you're even in the area you vaporize, it's like you got to be hit by this for it to affect you. So
Fair
for
enough.
me, I was like, because I don't even want to say I had that thought too, but it was just like, it was more my thought was like realizing that that's what they were doing. Then like, hey, wait a minute, why is he unaffected? It was just like, oh, this is what's happening.
There are also theories. Sorry, there's
No.
a couple theories that when she exploded, that she also transferred some shit to him to like protect him. Now
Yeah, that's dumb. No, that's dumb. That's dumb.
yeah, I don't really care for that
No,
theory either.
yeah,
But
ugh.
then
Grasping.
this show had like 3 pump fakes for endings, I thought. Like I thought there were a couple parts where like, oh, it could end here. Whatever, right? They had the obvious like pump fake was after Blaine died. Okay, yeah, let's take care of mom and that's it kind of thing. And then there's two when he dies for real. I like I thought that was a good ending. And then the he gets sent to the little, what do you call it? Not, I was gonna say gulag, but no, that little place with Lily, and they have a moment together, right? They have a nice little moment where they hug, and that's like kind of wraps up his little story.
Oh, he gets sent back in time in his brain.
Yeah, and then finally the last part is when he looks in the mirror and there's a bit of a glitch, and then you're like, what's happening? So the ending when I said before the beginning of this episode is kind of open ended, is that there is a moment where he glitches out in the mirror. Do you guys have any, because some people say that he actually did die from the explosion and that everything after that was just his, how he envisions his perfect life after, you know, because there's no, because I think the whole the mom giving him the powers thing is bullshit too, because if that is the case, then that scratch or that thing would have healed on his forehead and he didn't have to put a band-aid on, right? But
Maybe he's trying to be like Nelly.
on the forehead.
He's got a bigger band-aid every time.
Yeah. So did you guys, just based on what we see with the glitch and stuff, what are your thoughts and what do you think is, how do you interpret the ending? I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Well, maybe there's a wrong answer, but I don't think there's an actual right answer for how the producers and writers want you to think the ending goes. But what would you like the ending to be based on what we saw with the glitch?
Okay, well, those are two completely different questions now.
Answer
Because
however you want.
the first time you asked it, you asked, "What do you think it means?" And the second time you said, like, "How do you want it to be?" Because my answer to the first one was
Yeah,
going
it's
to
just
be
the first one. First one.
the first one was going to be just that they'd wrapped it up, and like you said, and like they said, to leave it a little bit open-ended. So I took it for that's all it was, because it was like they wrapped everything up. I felt they wrapped all the arcs up the story, aside from like some of the things you guys have brought up. I was like, I can see why you're saying it, but for me, never had an issue, didn't think about it, didn't need a reason for it, or had my own reason as to why it was that way that was justifiable to me for the story. So I felt they wrapped everything up minus the peach tree. That's the only thing that I was like, was that just to get Art to know that there was something out there that makes you young, which leads them to the CEOs being able to stay young? Anyways, if that's the case, that's dumb. Because they made it seem like it was this big thing, there was something to it. So aside from that, I felt like they did a really good job wrapping everything up. And like I said before, I don't think they would even need to do a season 2, or I'd be okay if they didn't. Obviously, I like the show, so if they do it, great. But for me, that glitch was just that. It was just they wrapped it up, and it was like, let's leave the audience with a little something. Like I wasn't like, I didn't spend too much time after it being like, oh my God. Like when it happened, I was like, probably, I literally said that, like, oh my God, like he glitched, or what the fuck, he glitched. And then it was over, and it was like, what do you want to watch next? You know what I mean? Like I wasn't left there thinking like, what does that mean or anything. I just thought it was like, wow, they left you with that little thing at the end to kind of make you have that extra beat after it's over.
That little thing actually also is a direct nod
Sparks
to
conversation too.
to Stranger Things and the Duffer brothers. I know you guys didn't. I don't think you guys watched season 1, right? Or did you guys watch season 1? I don't know if you guys did.
Oh yeah, I watched them all. They were
Oh, you
great.
did? But yeah,
Oh yeah, they.
Justin
I
hasn't
mean,
watched
so
any
so
of them.
so you must remember.
I think I binged
at
them.
the-
Yeah.
I think you must remember then the last episode of season 1 is the little boy Will in the bathroom, thinking it's over, looks up in the mirror, and vomits up a slug. So it's kind of like, oh, the creatures are still out there, kind of thing. And the producers or the writers said that they wrote that in, not thinking that the Duffer brothers would. They caught it, but then they thought they would like get rid of this kind of thing, but they left it in. So it was kind of for fun and also like a question mark note, but it was a direct shout out to the Duffer brothers and Stranger Things because it was the shot setup is not the same, but the same vibes for sure.
What was your question again? What do I feel? Justin
What do you
talked a
think
lot.
about what do you think it meant? The glitch. Like
The
thank
glitch. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I will have to go back a little bit here, and I did yell at the TV screen when he was suddenly back in the same room with his wife again, and I was like, "No, fuck off!" Like, did Mother just like teleport him to a new timeline where he gets to relive the last moment again? And then I was like, wait, if it is a reliving of the last moment, that's really sad because he's going to have to relive the death of his wife again. And I was like, no,
The ultimate gotcha.
Yeah, I was like, fuck off, fuck off. But they treated it really nicely. Like, it was like he knew that it was happening. He knew that it was going to happen in his head, but he took the opportunity to embrace his wife instead of knowing that was going to happen again. So I thought it was a really nice touch.
Hell yeah.
And then he woke up again.
Yeah.
And yeah, got the Lord of the Rings third ending of the series or whatever it was.
Yeah.
When does the film actually end? And the glitch is obviously, that's one of those little tells where a showrunner will be like, if you put this in, it might not mean anything to the casual viewer, but it gives us something to latch on to for if there is a season 2. To me, it made me think two things. One, that Mother didn't actually die, because there was again, I had to rewind this scene, because you don't do a push in on a character unless they've been shot and you have to prove that they're dead or alive, or two, that it's like it's a fake out. So it's like Mother like explodes herself with all the children and she's all crispified, and then they do a slow push in on her, and I'm like, am I did I miss something? Did the tree start? I was like, did I miss something? Or was it like a slow push in on like the I was like, did I miss something? Or was it like a slow push in on like the tree re-sprouting out of her ashes or something? So I rewound it and watched it again. Nothing. No movement, no coming back to life, no rebirth scene, no nothing. I was like,
Yeah, but she's a valuable character. If Sam died, like for real, okay?
yeah.
Mother was like, you don't see her as much, but she is an important character in this whole story. If Sam died, would you just like, he blows up and then it never, like, that's it? It's just a wide of him blowing up and it's never shown again?
Well, if he obliterated like everybody
I could see why
else.
they'd want to show it. It's like, like this, here she is, you know? I mean, I could see it. You're right. They do that as fake outs a lot. They did it with Hank already once in here. But I didn't think of it as a fake out, I guess.
If it was to
Like, I didn't get that
honor-
same feeling as I got with Hank. Like when they did it with Hank, you knew Hank was coming back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if okay,
Yeah.
this is my shot selection brain. If you're gonna honor Mother's character with a slow push in after her, not so much self-sacrifice, but just, like, to get rid of her pain, get at least a close-up. I mean, I know she's all disgustingly burnt and whatnot now, but it was a long shot. It wasn't even a long
I
shot
agree.
to a mid
Can't
shot.
argue
It
with
was
that.
like, it wasn't close enough to honor it. So that just, I was just like, what the hell? So that was my first question that I thought. I was like, okay. But then with the glitch, I'm like, wait up. Okay, so is Mother still alive? Or is there a sister? Or is there a father? Is there another beastie outside of the Boroughs that they will, like, if there was a second season, they'd be able to bring something like that in. those were my questions that I from the glitch moment.
Well, the glitch happens because of Mother, and so if he's still glitching, I think there's only, maybe I think also we're probably diving way too deep in this, but a lot of people will say, okay, if there's a glitch, that means the mom is still
alive.
somehow maybe not alive, but something to do with this, her abilities.
She
are
had
still...
a twin. She had a twin.
Okay. Well, here you
It
go.
was a
How
double
about
yolk.
this?
It was a
Well,
double yolk egg.
How about this? How about this? Let's go a little bit deeper. Because
How deep?
the glitch. Oh man.
Devil's inch deep.
Not too deep, but reasonable, pleasurably
Elbow.
deep.
Okay, stimulate the brain.
We don't all swing a hammer like Shaw. So the glitch happened in the series, right? Through Sam's eyes. Sam saw the glitch. Mother was communicating with Sam. Now, when we see him glitch at the end, Sam doesn't see himself glitch. Sam's
It was a
looking away
reflection
from
only,
him.
right? It was only the reflection.
The
Right?
audience, us, we see the glitch. Is Mother reaching out to us? Is she communicating with us?
Are they breaking
Hey,
the fourth
there's
wall?
a fucking sneaky little thing. Could be, because we don't, like, the world wasn't glitching randomly. It was always with Sam looking at something or Sam seeing the glitch. Not just the world glitching, but this wasn't Sam seeing the glitch. This was us seeing the glitch. That's my prediction. I think that's what it means. It's a sneaky little fourth wall break.
And then
So-
you know how they closed the shot. The last shot was like a TV going out. I don't know if you noticed that. You know how old retro TVs when you press.
What a
when-
great pose to freeze in.
There it is. When you turn it off, the
There's another
screen
one.
goes kind of, outside to in sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, maybe that's I like your take, Justin. Nice kind of like.
See what? See okay, Amazon.
Chow, to digress for a minute, I just had major flashbacks of filming 4 seasons with you two boys.
The ever-growing sub.
Is it because I did this action? Oh, he's back. Is it because I did this action? Oh wait.
I can still hear you fine, Shao.
I'm assuming you're holding your hands out right now, but you're just frozen with your thumb in your mouth.
Oh, so it's his end.
It's his end, because you and I are fine.
Okay.
Justin,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're seeing
that's
all of these
Justin's
frozen poses.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you guys are doing the same.
Well,
Oh, it's better now.
Just
I
keep
do
talking.
wanna
Just keep talking. You're fine.
no, I do want to say
guys go.
that I was very, very upset and angry. I knew it was going to happen, but the moment that Sam escapes the first time and calls for help from Claire, and Claire just sent him right back to the place.
I know. It's like,
I was so pissed off. But then it also got me thinking. Okay, yeah, if you have a parent who's kind of saying he saw creatures and monsters and whatever, what are you gonna do? I mean, I think what she did is just obviously for the story and whatever. You're telling me she's not gonna just find a place to listen first. I was really annoyed and mad at the character of Claire at that moment. And it doesn't help that I don't know if I should say this. She has a very punchable face, is what I was gonna say.
her action's very questionable too.
Sorry, that was really mean, but she did have a redeeming. She went to go save him, I guess. So I guess that's okay. But that
only
part, I was really-
only when she was talking to someone of her own age did she finally realize that he was telling the truth. When she's talking to Pax or whatever. Paz. He's like, well, there's monsters. I gotta go get them.
Don't even talk shit about Paz, you guys. Paz is awesome. That was
He
one of
was,
those
and
moments.
you guys thought he was gonna be a bad dude.
I thought he was. He was way
He
too
was
nice. He's too
super charming. He
too
was super
charming, too good looking, too nice. Something suspicious.
But he was a drummer in a band, so that was like
It's
that
true.
brought,
It
that
made
brought him
sense.
down. That made sense. Not the bass
Um,
player, the drummer.
When that was happening, when she picked him up and they were driving, Shao, I know exactly what you're saying in Hayden, because instantly I thought, I know exactly what's going to happen. And I really hope it's not going to, but I know it's going to. And it's like, oh, we're here. Like, huh, where? And for the sake of the show, like, I guess it had to happen. And there's reasons why to, like, that CEO who, to Claire, is a good person. She has no reason to suspect otherwise. Talks and is very specific about saying, like, hey, if he starts talking about these type of things, you know, this, like, it might be time to consider this. So when he calls her frantically escaping, walking through the desert, and calls from this roadside thing and starts talking about monsters, you know, as a kid, like, I could see why she did it. But I was like, I know what's gonna happen. I don't want it to, but it's gonna happen.
Like even he said, okay, he alluded to the fact that everything he's saying sounds crazy and insane and stuff.
Yeah,
It
he
makes-
accepted it when she dropped
Yeah.
off. She
Yeah.
didn't hold the grudge.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, is there? I'm taking us into a scenario now, not part of the show. Is there something that you would have said to ensure that she doesn't at least drive you back to that place? Even she might not fully believe you, right? Because you're saying there's monsters and like strange things happening there. But if you were Sam, is there anything you would have said that could maybe kind of make Claire a little bit more not think you're insane?
Yeah.
100%. I know what I would say, but I'm gonna let Hayden answer this one first.
I had a tough one because I was like, you can't really say that you're seeing your. You can't keep saying your dead mother keeps coming to me in visions because that would definitely put him like, no, you're definitely going back. I don't know. It would be really tough. Like, his engineering aptitude is still there, so I would somehow, you'd have to come up with like not like a safe word, but like a safe word before you got put in a place like this, where it seemingly seems fine, but if you were like, you know how there's like sign language for like, I'm being abused, help me sort of thing, like if you could come up with a sign to communicate with your daughter, like something's not right here, like the staff are bad or something is not quite right, that they would instantly believe you on it. That's something that I would have to think of like before I went to my little retirement home city.
Yeah, I mean, it also doesn't help that he fell asleep in the car, even though I know she's been up for 24 hours, but it's like such a important moment that I feel like during that car ride, he could have maybe just told her everything in detail of what, that might not change anything, but maybe.
Tell if you're done talking. It's been very freezy and then catchy uppy.
Justin's face is just.
Shao and I have been running at full regular speed just fine. Oh, he's gone. We lost him. Okay, we'll have to pause. What's our runtime at the moment?
We're probably at 57. It's at 58 right now, but probably 57 with some of the redos.
Restarts.
So yeah, just under an hour.
Okay. Sorry, I think I'm good now, so I'll get my thought out on that. Are you guys wanting to wrap up? Is that what I heard? You're at an hour?
Yeah, we're in an hour
Sure.
now, but yeah, I think we left off at. I was just I was just
what
saying.
Hayden thought? Yeah, no,
No, I was just saying that I think what I would have done is try to explain to her in detail like what they did in the van, right? When Art was driving, he was like, okay, so just everything he knows, because it's probably a long car ride, but I do understand that he had to fall asleep because he's been up for 24 hours and traveling in the desert and shit like that. But It might not have changed anything though, because it's still a crazy story. He's like, oh, I saw Jack being like something was sucking stuff up from his throat, and I had to hit it with a hammer, and blah 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 blah. Like it probably would have been pretty crazy.
So see, like my approach would be completely different. I would not at all try and explain that. Like for me, it would be about there would be no monsters. It would be about like how kind of evil, and you can allude to like how Blaine is behind some of the recent deaths that has happened. And you know, I'd approach it from a more like, hey, look, there is a major concern and we need to get the police involved. There's some not good stuff going on here, but it would have nothing to do with monsters. It would have to do with be about believable stuff, but like letting her know like this is a real fucking thing and it's urgent. And if she's like says something about what Blaine said, it's like, you know, he could have, you know, trying to manipulate you type thing where it's, but yeah, the second you open up the door and start talking about monsters,
everybody's gonna be like, yes, monsters.
I could tell you right now, if one of you guys came to me and you had actually seen a monster like that and seen that happen to your neighbor, I don't know if there would be a way where you could tell that to me and I could ever believe you. You know what I mean? And I trust you guys. Like,
my eyes would tell you.
Literally out of this. Yeah, but even I'd be like, this guy's like on drugs, or I'd start looking around for Ashton Kutcher and hidden cameras. You know what I mean? Like, it's so unbelievable.
It's like, what have you taken recently?
Because this isn't like, we're not coming from a world where there's aliens and all these other things. Like, we are coming from Earth. And your old father, who's in an old folks home with people with dementia, and you've been talking about early signs of dementia, and he starts coming to you and talking about monsters, like, check. I need to get you some help, because we need to get you on some medication or something. Like, there's no such thing as monsters. What's the fastest way to the manor? So, like, I get it. Like, it's so for me, if I was trying to do it, I would leave monsters out, and it would be all about just the urgency and sincerity of a bad situation that is going on.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Or say like, oh, the orderly is touching me or something like that. You know, make it flip it back on the staff.
Yeah.
And make them seem evil, and not we can make it seem like they're the monsters. You know what I mean? But not actual monsters. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because he was pretty beaten up. He looked not physically beat up, but he looked tired and haggard and all this stuff, and that can go for or against him, actually, in that sense. Probably for Claire, it's like, oh, you're so crazy that you ran through the desert, but I would have hurt myself on purpose and said these guys did it to me. You know what I mean? Just to be more convincing. I'm not sure if that's the right way to go about it, but so should we all agree that, or do we all agree that we still do give the show 2 chummy thumbs up? Any changes, Justin?
Not for thumbs from me. No, I no changes. Two chummy thumbs up. If I had a third, I'd give it.
You didn't.
I'm gonna keep it 2 thumbs up, but I'm gonna cut the nail down on one of my thumbs, just because I was
for the peach thing.
No, for the amount of times that Sam was like, "Mother tells me this," I thought it was like.
It was communicating.
I know, but it was like for every. It was for everything. It was a little too many times. Like, he knew where they had to go because she told him, but it wasn't like, which corridor do we take now? Oh, Mother tells me to turn left. Which way do we go now? She told me to go up the stairs. Okay. Like, which way do we go now? They told me to get.
Okay, I gotta ask this then. Sorry, I know we're wrapping up, but I gotta ask this then, just because now I'm curious. What would you have rather had? They are lost for an episode and a half trying to get out of there, or they just magically know without Mom telling them?
No.
How would they get out of the tunnels?
he gets told, okay, this is where if you set it up as information once, you know that that's going to happen to the character multiple times.
Oh,
you
so
don't
he just says this way.
Yeah. Like, and then they can say it again. How do you know all this? Mother's been telling me directions. It's like, it's just the way that it was delivered. I didn't feel, it was a little too frequently. I was like, yeah, I get it. I understand that Mother is communicating with you. You don't have to keep telling me that she is. And it sounds like a big point, but that's why it's only a thumbnail's worth of a irk. Like, so just tell me once. That's all I need to know.
Would it be different for you if instead of saying like, oh, she's telling me this way, if you see Sam's POV and see like glitches? So like,
yeah,
kind of
even that, because we had already seen that, like with his wife glitching over the dead child, you know, like,
and like the puzzle piece on the ground. And
yeah,
stuff like that,
we
right?
got visual cues like that, which led to clues. So why did they stop showing us those clues and telling us? You know, that's like the first rule they always tell you: show, don't tell. I'm like, but that's it. Otherwise, yeah, 2 thumbs up, minus the nail.
Is that a
Yeah.
rule? Don't show, don't tell.
For script writing, it's better to show than to tell. So you're not standing there monologuing the whole time going, oh, I feel so angry, when you could show me that you were angry.
I see what you mean. Okay.
I don't need to be told this. I need to be shown this.
Yeah, I agree with Hayden. I still 2 thumbs up, but with a my fingernails, my thumbnail cut. I think a big part of it is what Justin was saying about the peach tree. The peach tree thing is a little. Why are there fireworks?
I don't know why they were selling fireworks.
The peach tree thing was. How could you not tie that up? It was such a big thing and big moment, and they had so much around it. So, yeah, I know Annalise said something. Oh, maybe you found another way, like, to stay alive, or you know whatever. But that died right there. It didn't have anything to do with anything. And yeah, there was only one fruit left, one seed pit left, and then, so that's it. You know. Anyways, it doesn't really change the story that much, but I just kind of wish they wrapped everything neatly and nicely. I think that's it for the Boroughs. One season of the Boroughs. It was a fun watch. For next time, we will let you guys know.
Shout.
Oh, please, my pleasure. You know how happy I am that this show didn't flop, because I would feel horrible. I would feel horrible.
Yeah, it flopped and it gets canceled.
It's like, you know what, this is forgivable from Wallace and Gromit. You know, we had to wait a while before we let you suggest.
You are on the outer for Wallace and Gromit.
And so, yes.
You know what? I'm gonna pick the next series, and it's gonna be Wallace and Gromit.
What we're gonna do what? Just a standalone next episode. We're not getting into a series yet. We're gonna wait a couple weeks before we get into a series here.
Yeah, we gotta have some time to enjoy our FIFA action, right? So we're gonna take some time to figure out what we're gonna watch next. In the meantime, we are gonna log off and finish watching the Turkey and Paraguay game, and we'll let you guys know what we do next. As usual, write in, comment, let us know, email us, chummythumbs@gmail.com, our socials at chummythumbs at chummythumbs. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen,
That's
best sign up ever.
Keep on.